everyone, this is Niki Rowland for Hip Kit. Just a quick one before we start. I have recently lost my Instagram account. It got hacked. So I have a new account which you can find at Niki Claire Creates. So do go over and follow me there again if you can't find me anymore. Okay, so today's layout, I'm using the March kits. So I have the main kit, the pocket life kit, the embellishment kit and the colour kit too, as well as cardstock. I am playing along with this week's challenge, which is the colour challenge. And the colours that we have been challenged to use are blue, green, yellow and orange. Well, it's very lucky that these kits are full of those colours, otherwise it would be tricky. I am going with the very pale versions of those colours, so kind of pastel colours. Now, if you may have noticed on screen there that my piece of white cardstock that I'm using for my background is really damaged. That is because I had a whole pack that came of 25 sheets that came damaged, unfortunately. So I've already run out of the white cardstock from the March colour kit, so I'm using my own, and I'm trying to find creative ways to cover up the damaged part of these pieces of white cardstock that I have in my stash. So it just means that the bottom of the layout needs to be covered in paper as opposed to a plain piece. But it's been quite good actually, it's been quite interesting, and I've nearly finished the pack now because it's made me think about my designs and think about how I can creatively cover that section of the layout. Anyway, moving on. So this week's challenge is the colour challenge, blue, green, yellow and orange. So I've gone for a white background and I am using that big piece of Heidi Swap Artwalk paper that I have trimmed down slightly, and I've roughed up the top. I wanted it to kind of look like a page of a notebook, kind of. So I've distressed the edges and I have curled up the top, and then I've stuck it to the bottom of the layout at an angle. So I have this nice angled background for this layout. And I plan to have my photo in a large cluster over on the right hand side, and for it to be in a vertical design going down with lots and lots of embellishments all around my single photo. So just at this point I wanted to add a bit more to the top of the layout, so I've just pulled out another piece of pattern paper, and that is, I believe, a Jen Hadfield Hey Hello piece, just a strip of that one, the notebook lines, and then I have this branding strip. I think it's a branding strip, it might actually be from the cut apart, yeah, it is, I think it is, from the cut apart sheet. There was a 12-inch strip of these rainbows on the Heidi Swap Storyline Chapters paper. So I've just cut that and I've cut it down, and I'm just going to poke that in there. So it's not a big layer, that one, just a little line of cute rainbows. It blends really perfectly with the colour behind it as well, the Lines notebook paper by Hey Hello. So that's the top of my layout. I'm good with that. It's all kind of finished now. So now I can work on the photo and the clusters themselves. So I've just mounted my photo onto a journaling card and distressed the edges, and then I'm just going to work out what ephemera I can use. Obviously paying full attention to the colour scheme, so blue, green, yellow and orange. I struggled a bit with the green. There's not a huge amount of green in this kit. There are, however, flowers in the Hey Hello ephemera, so I figured that I had ticked the green box from the green leaves that were within the flowers. I do also add the really cute little envelope that has flowers coming out of it. That's in a mint green, so again that's another way of adding green. And I also add a bird later on as well, he's also green. I've ticked the green. The yellow and orange is absolutely no problem at all, because the kit is packed full of these beautiful soft peachy and yellow tones. So I'm pulling out lots of those, and I also have managed to tick the blue box really easily by my background sheet being a very blue colour. So I'm happy with how I've achieved the colours, even though when I do colour schemes I tend to make the colours really bold, so really stand out and be very bold. But on this occasion the kit had lots of soft colours in, and I really love these soft colours in this kit. So I embraced the pastels and went for it in that way, rather than trying to create bolder versions of blue, green, yellow and orange like with mixed media or something. So yeah, I'm sticking to the lovely, beautiful pastels in this collection. I just love them so much. Those rainbows and the colours from the Heidi Swap storyline chapters just speak to me. I just absolutely love how they look. Okay, so I'm just carrying on with my cluster. It takes me a while to get this right. It ends up being one giant cluster, and then I put another little bit over on the left. But this big cluster takes a while to get right. So I only have the one photo. So my little boy, who's about 19 months in this photo. He's 20 months now. Crazy boy. And he is raiding the treats cupboard. So honestly, I turned my back for 1 minute, and there he is, up on a step stool, getting into the treats cupboard, stealing food. So I don't think he actually managed to get anything, but he did look really super cute, sat there, just going through everything in a cupboard. So I'm using this photo, and I just had the one photo because obviously I had to get him down fairly quickly. Just about had time to take a photo, and I have mounted that on a blue journaling card, and I'm just adding and adding and adding lots of little layers and lots of bits and pieces. I really loved having the cut apart sheet, storyline chapters cut apart sheet. We don't often get cut apart sheets, the ones with all the journaling cards on, I mean. We quite often get sheets that have things that can be fussy cut, but the actual cut apart sheets we don't get that often. So I was really pleased to see one in this kit, because it means you have basically a whole extra set of embellishments, because you can cut them up. They're great for layers. They have things you can fussy cut, all sorts of things on those sheets. So I was really pleased to see that, and you can see that I've really used it to its full potential and cut lots of things. You can see where I've removed my photo there. You can see all my different layers underneath. And most of those have come from this cut apart sheet. Okay, so I'm happy with kind of how that cluster was looking, so I'm just going to get everything stuck in place. This is a giant cluster, so once I put it all down, then of course I have to face the task of getting it stuck. So sometimes I start from the top and I take my photo off, and then I put some adhesive on the back of my photo and I stick it back in position, and then of course that then picks up all the bits underneath it, and then I pick those up, secure them, and add more adhesive, and stick that down, and then that way I can get it all stuck down. Sometimes I remove the whole lot and start from the beginning, having taken a photo on my phone. On this occasion, I'm just about managing to stick everything down by removing my photo, and then just finishing off rearranging the rainbows. They're fussy cut from the Heidi Swap storyline chapters sheet, a whole sheet of rainbows, awesome. So I've fussy cut loads of those, and I just keep adding them and layering them. I love the bows, the big fabric bows by Crepe Paper and Magical Forest. They are just gorgeous. I think I've used every single one now. Actually, I might have one remaining, a green one, but I've certainly used most of them, and I really love how they look. I love the fabric addition on the page. I love the extra dimension they give. I love the fact that they're quite big and oversized. I just love them. So tucking in two of those there, so I've got one at the top and one at the bottom of my photo, all with little rainbows in place as well. Okay, so just going through my ephemera to work out if there's anything else that I can use on this layout. So I'm looking mostly for kind of florals, and I'm obviously mostly looking for colours. So obviously the colour scheme is blue, green, yellow and orange, and I keep referring, I have a big note next to me, I keep referring back to it to make sure that I'm pulling out the right colours. I don't think the colour scheme challenge means you can't use any other colours. I think that other colours are fine, just as long as you include those 4 colours, you have met the challenge criteria. That's the rule that I'm going on anyway, because there's definitely more colours in my layout. I've definitely got pink as well. So yeah, still fiddling around with my giant cluster. That bow I'm happy with now. I can get that stuck in place, and the other rainbow. Just fiddling around with the little sun that's fussy cut from the cut apart sheet, and adding some extra flowers as well. There was some sweet treat things on the from the Hey Hello ephemera. There's some cakes. I think they're from the ephemera, or they might be stickers actually. And I wanted to use those because, as I say, he's raiding the treats cupboard. So I have a little cluster of 2 cupcakes and some macarons at the bottom left of my photo. Actually, I haven't added the macarons yet, but I will do. And now I feel that this layout needs to be a bit balanced out, so I'm going to add something over on the left as well. So I had a piece of the striped journaling card from the cut apart sheet over to the right of my photo. It's actually to the left of my photo as well, but I have another piece of that, spare piece, that I've now just tucked that in over on the left hand side as well. I also loved these daisies. The strip of these were a manufacturing strip. They were from, I don't know if they were from the cut apart sheet, I don't think they were, from a different one. But the whole strip of orange daisies, so cute, and I've distressed the edges of that and tucked that into the left side of my layout as well, so I feel that that adds loads of balance, and I'm going to add some more to that cluster as well. But first of all, I wanted to get my title in, so I'm using Caught Red-Handed, but that's quite a long title, so I was really pleased that we had these tiny Amy Tan alphabet stickers there. I've gone for the blue shade, even though it's blue on blue. I think the white would have shown up better, but I like the look of the blue on the blue and the glitter as well. So I have used the blue ones and managed to get my whole title out of those, and I've just put that in place. So now that that's in place, I just wanted to taper down the cluster, fading into a smaller amount. So I've added those 2 hearts there. I'm trying to stick with the line, the vertical line, so just adding those 2 hearts in, and I'll be able to add my journaling in that space as well. And then just finishing off with a few more embellishments. So going through the Heidi Swap Storyline Chapters sticker book, and the Jen Hadfield Hey Hello stickers. Just adding my green bird there, poking him up on some foam pads, and I've got the bees over on the right hand side. They just were cute. They have nothing to do with him stealing treats from the cupboard, but they're really cute, so I thought I'd go for those. Adding in some twiddles of gold thread here as well. A perfect place to add them there, under that bow rainbow area. And I'm going to add another twiddle of gold thread at the top there as well, under that bow and rainbow. So that just balances out that cluster quite nicely. And I say I feel that I still need to add something over on the left, so I will come on to that in just a moment. So just a couple more small details there, there's so many little tiny things in this month's kit. So we have the Jen Hadfield stickers, we have the Heidi Swap Storyline Chapters sticker book, we also have another sticker book, I think, that's full of small things as well. Maybe, what is it? Is it the Heidi Swap one? I can't remember what it is, but I'm sure there's another one. There's definitely 2 sticker books full of really tiny things, loads and loads of pages of stickers as well. Yeah, they're great to use for extra details, but I just have to keep remembering to go through the sticker books to make sure that I have used everything that I can use, and keep adding and adding and adding. They're great for building clusters, really, really great, but there's just so many sheets that I got a bit overwhelmed at some point and then forgot to use them on one layer. But for this one, I've definitely been using those sticker sheets. So just building up this cluster on the left now. I love that little, I think he's a tiger or a cheetah. I think he's a cheetah, definitely not a tiger. And with the flowers in his hair. So I've used one of those, some flowers, some gold flowers, and I've also added a small amount of twine, sorry about my head there, a small amount of gold thread there on the left as well. I'm just writing in my journaling right now. Obviously I felt the need to really lean over my layout for some reason. So that's just at the bottom of the title, Caught Red-Handed, and I'm nearly finished now. I just wanted to add some splatters of kind of yellowy gold paint. I've gone for the lovely Nouveau paste embellishment mousse. I've mixed the 2 colours together, so the yellow and the pink, to make an orangey colour, because I wanted it to kind of match the peachy bow over on the right. I've managed to do that, and I'm just adding some splatters on both sides. So I add some over on the right and I add some on the left hand side cluster as well. And that is me done. So I think I just about managed the colour scheme: blue, green, yellow and orange. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed this layout. Do join in with the challenge over on the Hip Kit Club group on Facebook. Don't forget that if you are a Hip Kit Club subscriber, you get lots of perks. You get the main kit at a reduced price, you get 15% discount on all add-on kits, and you get access to exclusive subscriber cut files. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. That was Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.